we caffeinate and then we downregulate with alcohol.
That's right.
And this is, I think, is so pervasive that I wanted to touch on these 2 points here. So how much caffeine is too much or just the right amount? And then what effects does alcohol have on our performance?
Yeah. So these are 2 substances that we use a lot of, right? I mean, yeah, and you just described it perfectly, right? We're caffeinating all day long, and then in order to relax, we're using the depression, alcohol. Through the pandemic too, alcohol usage went through the roof, and so did liver problems, right? Non-alcoholic fatty liver, cirrhosis, all sorts of things. I have some friends who are liver physicians, and they just talk about how like they're seeing so many problems of people just like basically drinking themselves into their grave. And I'm someone who like I enjoy my coffee and I enjoy a glass of red wine from time to time, and so I'm not anti any of that. But I think these are great examples of the benefit is in the moderation. So when we look at caffeine, we definitely know that if you go above 400 milligrams of caffeine in a given daytime period, that's going to set off a fight or flight response. Like that overstimulation is going to get you to make more adrenaline, epinephrine, make more cortisol, and that's going to be detrimental in the long run because you're overexposed to these stress hormones. And so the solution there would be, if you are going to use caffeine, definitely make sure that you're below 400 milligrams, and maybe try to keep it around 200 milligrams, right? And that's going to be a cup or 2 of coffee. We do know that there are benefits at that level, right? So then somebody would say, well, how about 0 caffeine? How about 0 coffee? And one of my jokes that I have with people every New Year's is that people will say, all right, I'm trying to get off of coffee for my New Year's resolution. Can you give me some recommendations? And I go, yeah, my recommendation is get a different resolution, because coffee actually can be healthy for you, beneficial for you. Coffee, tea, like those lightly caffeinated beverages, you have 1 or 2 of those, black, right? Or just a little bit of sweetener in it, not a frappuccino milkshake kind of thing. But if you have a little bit of that, you're getting the polyphenols that are in the coffee or the tea. You're getting a little bit of the caffeine, which is going to actually help to stimulate neurons, which is going to be anti-diabetic. It's going to be anti-Alzheimer's. It's going to have some really good health benefits at those low levels, but detrimental levels or detrimental effects at the high levels. It's the Goldilocks principle again, right? Mm-hmm. Not too little, not too much, just right. And the just right really seems to be like a cup or 2. So if you like to do that, enjoy it and get the health benefits. Seems to be the same thing with alcohol. With alcohol, the data is shifting a little bit, just in the last 2 years or so, where we used to say to people, well, a couple of drinks a day actually might be better for your brain and better for your heart than 0. And there were really good studies to show that. But now there are also some really good studies to show that there's a subpopulation of people that so for women now we say no more than 1 drink, and for men we say probably 1 drink is where you need to be, but absolutely no more than 2 drinks. And so that's going to be 6 ounces of wine, 8 to 12 ounces of beer or something like that. I don't know if I agree with the 1 or 2 ounces of hard alcohol or not, because at least with the beer and wine, you can point to some of the other things. You can point to the hops, you can point to the polyphenols, you can point to that kind of stuff. But above that, you're starting to see problems for neuron damage. You're seeing problems for gut damage, gut lining damage. So again, it's sort of the dose is the poison sort of thing, right? Where we can get benefits at those low levels, but absolutely detrimental effects at the high levels.